What is up with the squad? It's Sess, your favorite auntie with Uncle Tendencies in the building with the Baseline Brunch panel. Welcome in, welcome in, welcome in. Brittany, Commish, what's up?
Hello, hello.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
Faster, you're behind.
Happy birthday. I couldn't hear you at first. I just heard you say happy birthday, then it went off. So then you went away, so I just added it. Don't worry, we'll mix it together.
You hear me? Did you hear me, Brittany? Or I was over
No.
there.
No, it was me. It was me.
Okay.
It was me. It was me. It was a switch up on my headset.
Got it.
Oh, what is happening? What is happening? What is happening? How y'all feeling today?
You know, it's Saturday. We're fresh off of the Aces Lynx game, which I'm sure we're about to talk about in a second. But yeah, it's Saturday. Let's do it. It's brunch time. A late brunch time, but a brunch nevertheless.
Indiana down. Indiana up. I'm sorry, 6-zip.
Yeah, to be expected, unfortunately.
Not to be expected.
Yeah, I mean, you don't really have Sydney Taylor, right? Azrae's coming back for, out for personal reasons. It's just, getting back acclimated and all that stuff. And I do think just the matchup is also tough too. So I'm not.
But Natasha Cloud, you can't get beat and then be looking at Azrae. Like, come on now.
Well, I agree with that.
But I'm here for Gamecock on Gamecock crime. I'm here for it.
It's not crime to me. It's much appreciated. It's high level basketball.
Absolutely.
Jeez, AB.
A lot of stuff to talk about. Where would you all like to start?
Let's just start with the Lynx Aces. Or Brittany, Where do you want to start?
Right there.
Okay, you go ahead. You start us off.
Oh gosh. That was some, I don't want to say nasty basketball because I've seen worse basketball. That was some tough basketball to watch. Specifically for the Aces. I expected the Lynx coming in. I expected them to trap Asia. I think the way in which they were able to do it this game, and particularly bring 2 and at times 3 to the ball, but still be able to recover if the ball got kicked out, I will say. With Cheryl being upset with the Lynx performance defensively the other day, I think them coming in today, they did pretty good defensively. For the Aces, I think Jo did as much as Jo could to try to keep the Aces going offensively. It's like, okay, cool, they're trapping Asia. Like, let me try and see what she could do. And she was doing really well. But I think it might have been the third quarter, the game was still close. And it was like, okay, maybe if Asia can get 1 or 2 good touches, maybe she can if she can get 1 or 2 good touches, some clean looks, all right, they might be able to start cooking with fish grease. But it was a great scout defensively from the Lynx. And then for the Aces defensively, I think there were a couple times where you had issues with whether or not they're going to trap the ball. And then just ball screen defense was a little struggle to watch. There too many times where Olivia was able to turn the corner, and if she was able to turn the corner and get to the bucket, if she wasn't able to get to the bucket, she was able to find the kick out. But overall, I think it was a good game from Minnesota, a game that they needed after their poor performance the other day. And for the Aces, hey, you gotta kind of put it in the rearview mirror because you play tomorrow. And you play tomorrow, and you're playing in New York, so you kind of gotta hope to get off to a quick start because it's not one of the it's not a game that you want to just drag on and go on and so forth, because you just played a really long game, a really physical game today. So you got to kind of come out in New York, try to get out to a quick start to try to give yourself a bit of cushion, because you got a long road stretch.
You forgot to mention they went to overtime less than 48 hours ago, correct?
Oh, yeah, that too. So yeah, you gotta get out to a quick start. I'll be interested to see, depending on how the game goes, how is Becky going to handle the minutes for, and specifically for Asia and Jo, because you kind of can't. You went into overtime just a couple days ago. Then you play this game, and now you're going to New York. You can't afford to just be running them into the ground. So depending on the way in which the game is going, if it ain't going well, are you gonna wave the white flag? We shall see.
Yep. I think first thing, shout out Katham. What a wonderful birthday present to Asia, back to back during quote unquote rivalry. Anyway, that's one. Two, honestly, I have my gripes and issues with this game. Definitely don't deny that, and we can get into those. But if I have to just say high level, how I feel about it, I felt like there was a lot of fight up until the fourth quarter when stuff started getting away a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
I think Asia did not have a good game. Well, she didn't have a good game for a couple of well, I think some of them are self-induced, and then some of it is clearly the scout. They were throwing a lot of blitzes at her, trying to get the ball up out of her hand. She was getting double teamed. So I think the fact that the Aces were able to put up how many points? Damn near 90. What was the final score again? 87, with Asia only scoring 14 points. That objectively is actually kind of good, which is wild to say. So I think there's some good things to take away from this game. Let me start by saying the other birthday girl, yeah, great game. Standing ovation. I still think your defense needs to be improved, but all in all, a solid game. I think I give Liz an A. So I think Liz had a really good game. She was able to give what needed to be given. I thought she had some great crashing of the boards. Yeah, Liz was a negative too. So Nalissa Smith gave what was needed for the game. I think Jackie was slow at times, but I think all around okay. I think Jackie gave the ball away too much. Yeah, she had 5 turnovers. So that's not great, especially when Jackie's been averaging, 6 or 7 assists a game. She only had 1. And of course, that's part of that is the turnovers in there. So I think Jackie had an okay game. I think she did enough that had more people been able to be effective and hit shots, I think it would have sufficed. Let's just start with the big 3. We talked about Asia, Jackie, Chelsea, not good enough, especially given Chelsea first shot 1 for 5 from 3. That's not good enough. Especially in a game where the Lynx were clearly making Asia have to work for everything. That's part of your job as the point guard, along with the head coach, Becky, to put the ball in different positions and take advantage of that. And then also the teammates got to hit shots. So at times that was Chelsea, at times that was Jewel, which we'll get to in a second. But I just felt it was tough. And like, I know we talk about not refs, like Asia was getting her ass beat. Happy birthday, welcome to 30. But like, also at the same point, there were times where I thought she sometimes was slow to process what was going on. Or I mean, again, credit to the Lynx, like they waited till she turned her back at times, but I also thought there were times like she could have done better. So it's kind of a mixed bag. They threw her off her game. That's what you're supposed to do. I still feel like defensively, I still liked Asia's game. I think, did what at least was sufficient. Again, like Asia only scored 16 points. And you guys were within spitting distance. The big one I had was when the game, I think, was within 7 points. Asia got the rebound and she tried to force it back up with 3 people on her at the low block. And I was just like, sister, it wasn't even low block. It was like in the restricted area. Mm-hmm. I was like, that has to go back out. And at that point, Dana actually had started settling down and getting it together. So that was unfortunate to see her force that. I didn't think she needed to force it. And I think Fee came down and got got a layup. And then at that point, it was kind of out of reach. So there's that. I think Dana, luckily, I'm happy for Dana. She started playing off of both feet instead of one foot, 1 feet, 2 feet. But yeah, she actually started playing off of both feet instead of 1 foot. And that was, I was getting ready to blast her for that. So I'm glad she settled in. I still don't think Dana looks all the way healthy, but I said that, before. I think that was a watch out. Like, how quickly what's Dana going to look like? I do think she's starting to find a rhythm. And I think once she settles in, that's great. I think we were able to see in the second half more of that, like what Dana uniquely brings with the change of pace, and hitting some of her threes too was helpful. So Dana's mixed bag, but like she came on towards the end of the game. It was helping make a push there. So those are my big ones. I think everybody else, Jewel's sister. Girl, 2 for 7. Girl. 2 for 7 from 3, and like half of those you were wide open.
Don't get me started. And that foul on the 3-point shot when you're down 6. I said, gosh.
There's so many issues. One, Jewel does that. It feels like at least once a game. I don't understand. Like I still think the closeout rule is a little weird. Like how much space are you allowed to jump forward from the 3-point line? Like that one, it confuses me. I thought that one was like on the cusp of getting called, quite frankly. But nevertheless, they called it. Also, Jewel, like, they keep calling it on you. Stop fouling shooters. You do it a lot, at least once a game. So as a veteran, figure it out. And then Jewel today was just yucky on top of everything. I'm trying to think if I even liked her defense. I don't think so. I don't think there was like, she ended up with 10 points, but I was like, sister, like, again, you hit, but like, you had 9 shots. You ended up with 10 points. Like, nah, that's not good enough, especially when they're crashing on Asia and you're getting wide open, kick. Like, these are open shots. Like, these are professional shots. Meanwhile, on the other hand, you got the Lynx hitting those shots when they get it. So that's the difference of the game to me. In a game like that, where Asia is clearly being schemed out, you have to hit the shots when they come to you. So that's my thing. And then just, yeah, you got to be better. Y'all already know how I feel about her pay. So I'm going to just reserve the right to refer to my previous comments about the pay scale and the length of the contract. So, and to be clear, I'm not saying Lloyd is not, like, she shouldn't even touch the court. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying she needs to be better in general. And then, like, hit your shots. Like, I think if you just even hit, like, some of those momentum swinging on fast breaks. Ooh, Dejanay hit. Oh, yes, Dejanay. Uh-huh.
Go ahead. I ain't even mad at it.
I saw it coming. I said, yeah, hit that bitch. Whoop that trick. I don't know how she hit. Let me see the replay to be like, is it that bad or was it just a tough call? Here we go. Oh,
yeah, I think she might be out of there.
She's out of the game. Well, thanks, DeWanna, on behalf of America.
But are they both gone? Because
no,
wait to see the play. You jumped up and put your hands on me too, right?
No, they're not.
It'll probably just be a tech, but
it'll be a tech on Sophie and an ejection on DeWanna. That's
And
okay. Somebody needed to hit her.
Absolutely.
Wow. Chippy.
I was like,
basketball play.
To be clear, I don't think DeWanna did it on purpose because you can see, like, you
she went
see
for
where
the ball.
Her head is. Yeah,
she went for the ball.
But all of this extra that Timpson is doing, all of that, bro, like, seriously.
Per usual. I would just let it go.
Let her go.
Let her go. Let her get her ass beat. And it'll only be an ejection because it was a hit above the
you see those black
shoulder.
people? Did you see the black people who were sitting like the towel people for Chicago Sky? See if you see their faces after. They just looking like,
Don't nobody feel bad for her. Girl, you're on the receiving end of what you be doing all the time.
Correct.
What's the problem? It's basketball play. Come on. Shake it off, girl. Shake it off.
And then these security people be so quick to run on the court. Like, what is this? It's always the Indiana Fever security people. Like, where are you running from? They be escalating some of this stuff. Just let them push and shove. They'll be fine.
Look, she wasn't gonna move nothing, no way.
Right.
She wasn't gonna move nothing.
Well, DeWanna, welcome to, well, not that you're new to it, but you already know your mention's about to be crazy.
She don't care.
And that's sad because it's basketball. Eject her, move on.
Literally, let's keep this going, people.
It's a hard foul. It's above. Yeah, it's a flagrant 2. Like,
yeah. It's just a hard foul, flagrant 2. Let's get it moving, people. Dang, but DeWanna was low key kind of hooping. Dang.
See, the only reason why it was that bad is
surprised. DeWanna, why are you surprised, sister?
Yeah.
Girl, it was gonna be a 2 because it was above the head of the
in the wind up.
Yeah, girl. It was gonna be a 2. It was gonna be a 2, good sister.
Yeah, you out, sister. Anyway,
I guess she thought it was gonna be a 1. No, girl.
I think she felt like, that's what I'm saying. I don't think she felt like, I don't think she did on purpose, but the way you hit her, it's a 2. Sorry, you can jump really high.
Oh my gosh. Get this lady off my screen, please. My goodness. Bitch over there smiling. Bitch, she ain't hit you hard enough, clearly. Shit.
Yeah, hit her harder next time.
Welcome back to basketball.
Was this a good time to segue?
Yeah.
Go ahead, lead us.
So we were supposed to talk about this last week, but we didn't because we knew the saga was going to continue. So spoiled milk number 1, Sophie Cunningham, decides to get on her social media platform. Sadly, she has one. And decides to spew transphobic views. Her viewpoint, sadly. And so from there, her comments caught fire, of course, by the media. And for the last couple of weeks, they have been talking about protect women in sports, women and girls in sports. So the When did she make these comments, Commish? Do you know?
It's been like about a month or two or 3 weeks now.
Yeah.
It originated from ESPN doing a feature on someone who averages less than 10 points a game.
Yeah, that's really where it sparked from. And then
after she had it in the article, people read the article, clearly had feelings. Then they asked her in a shoot around, ironically, before they played the Connecticut Sun, where she was caught kikiing with BG. And before that game in the shoot around, they asked her about her comments, where she said she's here to be like the protector of young girls or whatever bullshit she actually said. And and she basically said, there was a tweet that said I said what I said, and then more or less her statement during the shoot around scrum situation was more of the same. So like she keeps doubling down on it just for factual, chronological order ish.
And so you had people doing protests or transphobic movements before several WNBA games. Was it before they played the Lynx and before they played, was it Seattle?
Seattle was first, Portland was second, third they're doing like a traveling circus of this situation. I think it's also important to add in Seattle, they paid for 2 young women specifically to wear those shirts and sit courtside. So it was a coordinated thing.
Yeah. So this has been going on for about the past couple weeks, and this lady had was it the other day where she said she wants to just play basketball now? Let's move on and talk about and just play basketball.
Correct.
Yeah, get out of here. I don't want to hear the let's focus on basketball. Yeah, what that comment says to me is you've been tapped on your shoulder by your team and told you to clean it up. Because after the first protest that they had or movement that they had, the team wanted to say that they were unaware of the gathering, but yet they had a speech prepared. Exactly. You had a statement prepared, and then on top of that, the person who started this whole thing was not on the podium to address it, because that's the person who started it. That's the person that needed to speak for their comments. But you didn't do that. They didn't let Sophie go speak on the podium, and they didn't let Caitlin either. That time they had two black women up there to speak for that whole first protest movement, whatever. I don't even really want to call it protest, because it's absolutely crazy, because it's not a thing. I think it's her having all these comments is very annoying, because it's allowing first off, her point of view of it is just crazy in general, because you're just being transphobic. But that aside, it's the fact that they are conflating protect women and girls in sports, as if there's a bunch of trans women in sports. Like there's trans women in the WNBA. The WNBA does not currently have a trans woman playing on any team.
Yes. No one who identifies as trans is currently in the W.
Exactly. And so now, because you've made these comments, now you have social media has caught on to it. You have a whole bunch of different media platforms going on and saying, "Oh, look at this is what's going on." You have men trying to play in women's sports, as if this is a thing. It is not. There is not even that. It's the fact that we're making this whole thing about something that is not happening. It's not happening. So now you have people, you have former duds in the NBA coming out and saying, "Oh yeah, I'm gonna declare for the WNBA draft." What? You have cisgendered men say, "Yeah, I'm going to declare myself a woman, so I'm going to declare for the WNBA draft to try to prove a point when there's no point to prove, and the only thing that you're proving is that this is not a big issue and that you are transphobic." The whole thing is just it's just annoying. And so for her to sit there and try to say, "Yeah, let's try to make it about basketball," yeah, no, ma'am, you don't get to do that.
Sorry. Now they want to put Raven out on the court. I'm so done with this Fever organization. Okay. Sorry, Brittany. I wanted to let you. There's a lot. So, are you at a pause or are you still going? I don't want to interrupt.
I'm at a pause. But you can go. You could go because I'm at a pause to where probably once we start talking some more, I'm just gonna get more heated about the situation because it's been all over. It's been going for weeks.
Yeah,
and it just keeps getting worse.
That's why it was like when we didn't talk about it last week, I was like, this is still going to be a thing next week because, okay, couple things want to say here because they all have different points around them. For the people who want to protect women, I don't understand how the current occupant of the White House had an active sexual assault lawsuit against him and he was ordered to pay millions of dollars, but there's no conversation about that. Okay. Then there's the active, like, just, I don't know, how about we just do some of the low-hanging fruit items? If you're really here to protect women, there's a long list of things that can be done to protect women. Furthermore, the same group that is espousing these messages of protecting women is the Heritage Foundation, which is also the same owner or authors, if you will, of Project. What's the name of the name? Project 2025. Mm-hmm. They're the same people. So I encourage people to do some research as this issue or this whatever narrative is happening around who's actually putting stuff behind this narrative. Furthermore, they also have in their plans and manifesto to do away with Title IX. So how are you protecting women's sports if your whole edict is that women belong back in the kitchen and should not play sports? That is what they're actually trying to have a conversation about. And they're using the trans platform as a way to start the conversation. So once again, not to say I'm not getting into the trans conversation, because I do think some of what you mentioned, Brittany, is correct, but I think people get lost in some of these other things, like they're red herrings, you know, like literally. No, there's a more sinister thing happening at the base of the iceberg, below the ocean, below the sea, and people are just like looking at the tip of the iceberg. So quite frankly, not to say I don't want to have the conversation, I'm just making sure I'm very clear here. I don't want the nuanced conversation around testing and all this stuff to obfuscate what's actually happening beneath the surface. And what's happening beneath the surface is some sinister shit. In the same way people warned people about Project 2025 and people didn't listen, the same thing is happening with this Heritage Foundation. So for me, that is what I'm focused on in this conversation, why I found it to be very dangerous the way this conversation started. But I don't disagree with other stuff you said, Brittany. So I just wanted to put that out there of like, what are we actually talking about here?
Yeah.
You know? And then I can get to the Sophie of it all. Okay, so there's that.
Wait. Hey, Skelly Mac, this probably just ain't the place for you. You're not going to come in here and direct how the conversation go. This Baseline Brunch is just like us kicking back in the living room talking. We not here to keep on no certain area, no certain topic, no certain way that it got to go. If you can't keep up, it's probably just not the conversation for you. Appreciate you stopping by, but move along. I don't even know if you came in and followed the rules. You know what I mean? But Appreciate you pulling up, but move along. We're gonna talk about whatever
Auntie,
we
I
want
got
to talk
another
about
song.
in this thing.
You ready?
Yeah, go ahead.
Goodbye, farewell to you, not my friend.
Yeah.
That needs to be the new song. Until we never meet again. So yeah, I'm not doing this. I'm not getting caught again in the bullshit. So like at the end of the day, this is my issue with Sophie. This is my issue with everything has dovetailed, the Screaming A. Smiths, the Chris Broussards. They're not the only ones, to be clear, but they're just the ones that come to mind. The bum ass NBA players who like, it just reminds me a lot of like back in the, not even back in the day, because this happens literally every 3 years. We're on a cycle. You have white men decide, oh, maybe I should do blackface so I can get in the which is not even a factual statement, so I can get admission into Harvard. It's like stuff like that. So like I don't really find it funny. I don't find it cute that Enes Kanter did that whole production to say he's entering into the W. First thing, there's actually rules written in the W. So again, we're making a non-issue an issue, and people continue to allow themselves to get distracted. There's a clause in the W of who's eligible to play in the W. That's one. Two. Okay, Ennis, whatever. And then you have the audacity to have freedom in your name. So who's allowed freedom? Okay. Then and then you're the same one that gets mad, and I'm not saying it's right, when you get anti-Muslim, statements, but you're okay doing this. I just don't understand like the crying the wolf and not like seeing the irony in it. That's another one. And then Royce, whatever his name is. I don't know how you're gonna play in the W when you can't even fly on planes. You haven't you can't fly. Like, I'm not even trying to be funny, but like you should go worry about other issues, including the current outstanding abuse allegations that you have against your the mother of your child and the child. A judge ordered you to stay away. So again, speaking about protecting women, I'm confused how you have an outstanding restraining order against you, but yet you open your mouth to say something like this. Like, help me understand how that makes any sense. You should sit there and eat your food and shut up. Absolutely shut up.
I see the comment in the chat. It's not only about trans, it's about regulating control over women and using trans as a wedge issue to divide women from each other. Dividing people is the whole point. It distracts us from the real problems by trying to get people to focus on fake problems. Good analogy, Commish. Let's go.
Agreed.
Mm-hmm.
Agreed. I mean, we have to talk about it because it's like, well, if y'all been here, you know how we get down. But yeah, it's frustrating, and that's why last week I was like, we done talked enough, and I don't have it in my soul to continue talk like at that time, because I knew it was still going to be an issue. And every week that goes by, we have more and more bullshit. And I think back to the Sophie of it all, which is why I'm very over her. And actually, I forgot to mention the Catham of it all, refusing. I think technically the W came out with a statement today, but I didn't read it yet, so full disclosure. But I saw it pop up, I think, right before the Aces game started. But you waited this long. You waited too long. Again, like tap sign. How many times do I have to say the W leadership and the MNBA leadership? Because Adam is a part of this. The W is a subsidiary of the NBA. You all continue to bury your head in the sand and have allowed the W to be the fertile ground for bullshit.
Mm-hmm.
This is your fault. And this has been happening since you decided to get in bed with, as people were telling you, there was sinister stuff happening in Dallas and who attached themselves to Caitlin Clark. We've talked ad nauseum. I try not to talk about this girl. Again, see prior baselines about how I feel. I'm not going to start over with her again because I said I'm going to stop talking about her because she doesn't deserve the manufactured marketing and whatever you want to call this that she gets. It's bullshit. Secondly, the W decided this is who they wanted. The W decided, hey, let's get more men to watch women's sports. Well, the problem is, instead of getting them to watch it and enjoy the sport for what it is, you're allowing it to be a space where there's just a space to get people's misogynistic and misogynoir off, like some sick fetish they have, and you never regulated it. You say these people aren't fans. Well, unfortunately, and we didn't even talk about this, the Aces game that Jackie had to call out what was going on, right? That she called out those people on the baseline. And I find it funny that it only seems like fans get called out at Aces games. They're always somehow wearing Aces gear or they're at the Aces stadium. So back to these statements, which I warned y'all about. We cannot keep saying these are
Aces gear or Indiana gear?
Sorry. You know, I'm hot. Thank you. Indiana Fever gear. Let me be clear. It was the Aces game when Jackie called it out. What I'm trying to say is time and time again, from a pattern recognition standpoint, the place that I keep seeing people get thrown out of games are always attached to Indiana Fever in some capacity. Either the Fever are playing and they're going to the stadium of the or arena of the visiting team, a la the Dejanay Carrington situation that happened in Connecticut, a la clearly the Seattle Storm situation. There's been many other. Then, so that's one. And then also, it's also happening in Indiana, and it typically happens with people who show up for those games. So again, I continue to ask, at what point can we not reasonably say, no, these people are fans. They are watching they may not watch every game, but at the very least, they're spending their money to come into the stadium. Somebody's spending money for them to arrive. So you're taking, I won't even call it blood money because that's like too far, but you are, taking these people's money. And you've decided that the money is worth more to you than actually creating the fertile ground that it's actually going to allow the W to thrive, because now you're creating division, back to the distraction and the division that's happening because you're too weak. You're weak. So this is why I have a problem with everything. It's not necessarily a free speech, because if it was free speech, then the Seattle Storm, and I still think it's fine to suspend her. I think it was a little harsh, the 5 games, but whatever. The Seattle Storm owner, because I do think there is some decorum that you have to hold people to, but that also includes Sophie. And that's where I have a problem with all this. Is it's the hypocrisy, it's the lack of consistency in which the W is employing to, I don't know, protect its brand and to make sure it's shifting the narrative and it's actually about basketball. I don't understand why I'm watching basketball games and we're having a 10-minute delay because there's a conversation about who to kick off the sidelines and what they did or didn't say. And this isn't the first time. Same thing happened with Angel Reese last season when she was with Chicago Sky. People who were in the stadium said that people were saying nasty shit, whether or not it was that specific person or not. But you've invited and encouraged an environment in which the Proud Boys, the Clans, whatever new name they got these days, because they just divide and multiply. You are allowing this hatred, and you're allowing your product to be the place that people are now like, quite frankly, I would see it as a threat to my brand, right? This isn't like a political thing. It's, I cannot allow the conversation to be more things than what's happening on the court, right? And the powers that be have decided that they're okay with it because it brings in money, because it brings in eyeballs, because Kathy done told you accidentally from jump, rivalry is good when the question was about racism. So here's where we are. We didn't celebrate 30 people for the 30th anniversary. You know what we're still talking about? Whether men should be allowed to enter the draft. Not even should be, but like that's the conversation that's happening in the zeitgeist right now. And it's disgusting. And like, again, we're in our 3rd season of this. And that alone is why I think Kathy has, if you're going to fire her for something, it's that, to me. and I said this last week or 2 weeks ago, whenever we talked about it, like the inability, and it's also on Adam too. He wants to say Caitlyn's been a political football, but has said nothing else about any of the other women, specifically the Black women. And Sophie's out here now saying, oh, I want to get back to basketball. Like you said, Brittany, no, ma'am. No, ma'am. And the only reason I think we've even gotten to this point is because they started asking Caitlyn questions about it. I'm actually convinced. And Caitlyn said she didn't want to answer. And all this stuff. I guess Caitlyn went and cried to somebody, and they were like, you know what? It's gone too far. But it wasn't too far before that.
No. When Caitlyn said she didn't want to answer, that's when Sophie got that tap on the shoulder. Hey, go fix that. She wanted to just play basketball. They didn't ask her a question. They didn't ask her a non-basketball question because of something that you said. So you need to go do damage control.
Why is it going to work? A 3-point game.
No.
Okay, now it's 5 point. Yeah, a 5 point. Well, now it's 5 for me. But still, this is much closer than I thought. Sorry. Back to the combo.
Yeah, but I don't think I think her making that statement saying, "Oh, let's get back to basketball." No, girl, you don't get to do that. You don't get to say that. You have now entered. The media is now into the conversation. They've now entered themselves into your organization more than what they already were. So yeah, no. Now you don't get to sit there and play victim and say, no, we need to focus on basketball. No, if you wanted to just focus on basketball, you would have kept your mouth shut in the first place.
But that's her angle. And that's the thing. I don't remember if we were talking about this last week or previous weeks. Like, she is clearly like setting herself up for some type of like Candace Owens type of like, or what's the girl's name? Riley, whatever.
Riley Gang,
like,
yes. Yeah.
She's clearly setting herself up for, if the Fever now decide, hey, you're not worth it enough, we don't want to renew you, or we don't want to re-up a contract with you. And then I don't know who the hell else would actually want to, although these days it sounds like, well, never mind. Let me not get on another rant about other teams. But if no one else picks her up, then it becomes fodder and grifting again to say, oh, I was blackballed. I was this, I was that. And again, you guys are letting it bleeping happen. Like, it does not take rocket science to see where this is going, which is why I'm actually even more frustrated by some of these beat reporters and beat writers, like the same ones that when the AT situation happened, were frustrated, rightly so, about the discourse. But then you repost a post where Sophie says, I want to get back to basketball with, here are my articles I've written recently. Why the fuck would you use Sophie as like, you're now giving her more pub? Like, what is wrong with everyone?
There, no common sense is in the room.
No comment, like none?
No common sense. None.
None.
Common sense is not in the room for them. There's nothing going on up there. There's nothing going on up there in that brain of theirs. It's just an empty skull. It's just an empty skull, so I can't even really tell them to turn it on because they've just convinced me there's nothing up there. Yeah, but they have now given her a platform to pivot after basketball, and we will never hear the end of it.
I need people to go back to school. I really do. I don't know if people need to go do paint by numbers more in their life. I don't know if, you know what the issue is? We don't have chicken soup for the soul no more. Y'all need to go read. Y'all need to do some Hooked on Phonics. What else were things back in the day? Schoolhouse Rock. We ain't got, I don't know. More y'all need to go watch Gracie's Corner. What else we got? What else? because I don't understand how we sit here and watch things and don't do 2 + 2 = 4. Y'all arriving at orange. We need to connect dots better. Auntie, you got thoughts? Sophie about to land on my I'm not talking about them list.
Oh yeah. She's definitely headed there because I'm tired of this.
So
I'm tired of
let's
her.
get it out because you won't. It's going to be hard for me to talk about Sophie again after this. But go ahead, Auntie. Let's get it out this brunch.
I surprisingly don't have much to say about Sophie.
You said surprising?
Yeah, surprisingly, probably because I don't even believe Sophie.
Oh, okay.
Right. Like I don't even believe Sophie. I feel like Sophie is for the highest bidder. Like all of the shit that I see Sophie doing right now, I don't think that this stuff that she really stands 10 toes on is stuff that's gonna get her more.
That's what grifting is. That's the definition.
more eyes on her. And the more that she tries to take it away from basketball, the more she takes it away from basketball, the less serious she is about basketball, which is actually it's actually crazy to me because I don't know, her brand could just be so much different, but I really don't give a damn. I think what irritated me more about just the statement and then the eyes that got put on it. We had the Seattle owner. I think it was the Seattle owner was suspended for the 5 games, and I still wasn't clear about what exactly happened right there. I think what irritated me is just the other conversations that popped back around the topic, right? So we had the NBA players popping back up, talking about their, they go into the draft now. And then we also, on the flip side of that, had the $10 million offer come back to the table, aimed at the Aces. And I don't understand why the Aces keep catching strays in that situation. So I just think the whole thing is just, it's very heavy and it takes away from the situation. And I just don't have a lot of energy for Sophie. She like Sophie probably would be a person in my younger days we would end up in a fight. Just like some people not gonna understand it until you smack the shit out of them, and I think that she's one of those type of people. So it ain't a lot of words.
Dejanay tried to do it on behalf of all of us today.
Just saying, like, so I just I wouldn't mind having a topic about transphobia and stuff in itself, not around, not necessarily around Sophie, where there's opportunity to kind of enlighten people and educate people about the topic versus this bullshit.
Yeah,
I agree.
Chef, what's up? Go ahead.
Sorry. No, I was gonna move us along because I think we've all. But Brittany, anything else you want to add? Okay, great.
Every time I see her face, it just. Every time I see her face, it makes my ass itch.
Y'all are so silly.
I just changed
so silly, bro.
One last anecdote. So, y'all know me. I was wearing my South Carolina gear the other day, and I actually went into a what do they call it now? Dollar Tree. Yes, I still go into Dollar Tree. I'm not above getting something cheaper. So I was up in Dollar Tree.
You better know it.
How much is X these days?
So
Everything, gas, everything. Let me go to Dollar Tree. So I was up in Dollar Tree, you know, getting some things. And the lady, the cashier, older white woman, right? She was asking me about my shirt. I was telling her about blah blah blah. Anyway, actually I might have been wearing like a Don Staley something. Anyway, y'all know how I do. So we were just chatting back and forth, and she was like, yeah, I don't like that one girl. And I was like, or she said something. She's like, yeah, that one girl that's getting all the, and I was like, Caitlin. She was like, and then we were talking more, and it actually turned out she meant Sophie. And I was like, see, this is a problem. Why are we talking about Sophie in a Dollar Tree? Like, you are not this good to even, for the average person who didn't even like know enough to really like, oh yeah, I've heard of Dawn. Oh yeah, she's like that type of thing. Like, just like the fact that people know who Sophie is and the grifting that is happening and how this has now like skyrocketed her into the, again, the zeitgeist of people who should have no clue who Sophie Cunningham is a problem. But anyway, I say that all to say we actually had a very good conversation. And the woman basically was like, this is so disgusting what's happening. It's so divisive. Like, again, like normal conversation in the Dollar Tree. So it gave me more faith back in humanity that, you know, people like to assume socioeconomic status equates to, I don't know, enlightenment or not racist or, you know, whatever isms. And I just think it's a good reminder that there are some sane people in this world. There are people who can spot right from wrong. And I think we just, you know, have to have more of the conversations. Now, when someone shows me y'all not willing to have an actual conversation, I tap out. But, you know, I just want to say, like, at least that gave me some restoration and faith of, you know, it's not all just the bullshit. Like, some people know what's up. You know what I mean? They know that the division that's being sown, they know it's illogical. And so, you know, we continue to have, that's why we have the conversations out loud, you know?
Mm-hmm. Oh, and one quick comment. Since she wants to talk about basketball, sister, you don't want to talk about that either. Cause you don't want to talk about your play.
It's shitty.
Hey, Indiana, since you want to talk about her basketball, I think basketball, speaking about basketball, I think y'all should go ahead and cut y'all losses after this season. Let that go. She's not doing it.
DeJounte, no, sister. Ugh.
What happened?
She tweeted or threaded, white privilege at Indiana Fever. Now, why would you do? You hit that girl. We didn't need that. Oh no.
It's like
DeJounte, you hit her upside the head, girl.
Oh my goodness. DeJounte is the type of person like, all right, the fire's already it's already going, and she's just gonna dump gasoline on that thing. Just boom.
Wait, I know we were, but do people actually think like that wasn't a flagrant 2? I guess, Auntie, you sounded a little surprised. So I actually want to have the open conversation. If there's people who didn't think that was a flagrant 2 and why, like, honestly.
Oh man.
So chat, let us know.
Yeah, let us know. What did y'all think it wasn't a flagrant 2? I don't know. I said it was only a flagrant 2 because the wind up and the hit above the shoulders.
Yeah, and she came down and sideswiped her head to me. Yeah. But if there are people who don't feel like that was a flagrant 2, let us know.
Yeah. DeJounte, why would you tweet that?
She didn't need to do that because it was already gonna happen. So like we didn't need that.
Well, it's DeJounte.
And here goes DeJounte. And here comes DeJounte.
Yeah, I didn't expect DeJounte to just not say anything. I knew she was gonna say something to try to tell
but I thought like you would keep it a little less. Okay, let's move on to another topic. Go ahead.
But you know DeJounte though. DeJounte will go back and forth with them.
I know. Yeah, she don't care. I mean, so at this point,
she ain't got no problem. What? And was she?
Yeah,
I
but
don't know. If
I'm
it's
with
true.
it when it's like questionable. This one wasn't questionable. Like, can we not pick our battles, but can we make smart bad battle? Like, that's not even a smart one to me. Maybe I'm playing a little bit of acceptability politics here, but like I just think you're wrong. Like, I don't even think it's respectability or anything. Like, I just think you're wrong. Like, if there was a time to do it, this was not the time to pull the white privilege card.
She should have pulled a hey, hopefully I knocked the transphobia out of her.
I would have just sat there. Just sit there and don't, like,
The white
because
privilege card, but
because now you're going to create this whole thing where now, again, back to what we were just talking about, where now she's going to be targeted and blackballed because she, quote unquote, spoke her mind. Like, completely unnecessary.
Lord. Well, we know what's going to be the first thing up tomorrow, guys.
It's just,
gosh.
just be smarter than that, DeJohnay.
It's okay. She got time today.
No, but she needs less time.
She probably in the locker room right now. Finna get to going with them.
Someone go take her phone.
We've been wanting to go take her phone, Commish.
No, the other one was like, I mean, I still wouldn't have done it, but it was like, all right, that's a lover's quarrel situation. You know what I mean? You can put a lover's quarrel on blast, but when you got congressmen writing letters and all this other shit, like, be smarter. Put that Stanford degree to some use, DeJohnay. That's me. I just think that was completely unnecessary. Yeah, like that wasn't, I mean, look, like that's one of those wink, wink, nod, nod. We all knew what that was and we appreciate you for it. But you ain't got to get on the internet and tell nobody. Just shut up.
Yeah, I think the saddest part about it, her being ejected, homegirl was low-key hooping. She was hooping.
Yeah, I know. I don't disagree. We didn't need that, you know? What are some of these comments saying? See, this is what I don't understand with officiating. The foul that CC is getting now is not the foul she gets against good teams. Oh, well, yeah, Ashley.
Yeah.
Unless that's what DeJohnay was tweeting about, then I don't know. But it just looks bad because we don't know what she was talking about. You got ejected, and then we see that you out here saying white. Let me make sure she actually said it, because people be lying on the internet. I'm pretty sure she said it because enough people tweeted it. Oh yeah, I opened threads. Yep, it's the first thing I see.
That, if I may.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah.
Appreciate the support. Thank you for the cash app. Y'all can't hear the music. The music's off now.
Okay. I was
maybe
just waiting.
Maybe DeJohnay has just had it with the WNBA basketball, and she wants to play somewhere else.
No, I don't think so.
I don't think it's that. No, I think she's tired of them.
Yeah, I think the Indiana Fever
has play on the ball. I'm reading comments out the chat.
Oh, okay. Sorry,
let the owners and coaches handle all the political media questions. Be like Marshawn Lynch.
What percent of the owners and what percent of the coaches are black, and you're a black woman? I'm not letting them handle black people questions.
Yeah, no, not at all. Sorry.
No, sorry.
In your honest opinion, do you think it should have been a 1 or a 2?
I said 2.
2.
I asked everybody I asked everybody if they really didn't think it was a 2.
So, because I see right here where it says, should that have been a flagrant 1 or a 2? I've seen worse and it remained a common foul.
I don't think I've seen worse and it remained a common foul.
Those fouls like that are typically 2.
Did Sophie get thrown out for the foul on JC?
Yeah, didn't she?
Yeah.
I don't know. Did Caitlin get thrown out for the foul on? Was that Alicia? Was that Alicia?
No. But remember, it was
that was JC. Jordan, right?
And we all said she should have.
Okay. Is there a clip of it on Instagram? Probably.
Yeah, just type in. I think it was her first year. It was when it was Caitlin's first year.
No. Money is asking, I think about what just happened right now. I'm gonna see if there's a clip I can't see.
Oh,
I was
yeah, go.
confused on why I don't see DJNA on the bench. It's probably right.
Oh, yeah,
It
just
sounded like
go
you
on.
said it was on Threads.
Go
It's
on
probably on
any
X too.
social media. Go on.
Literally
I don't say
anyone.
go on Twitter because that's its original name. Your mama called you Clay. I'm gonna call you Clay. Twitter, IG, Threads, TikTok. Go on any of them. It will be there. Trust me, it will be there. Unfortunately.
Absolutely.
It's trending.
Oh my goodness. Do we want to move on to better news?
Yeah, go ahead. Take us there.
Oh my goodness, the rollout of Cleveland.
You know,
I love it. I love it. Though at first when I saw the name, I was like, I don't know how I feel about it. It's like, but the
what was
video,
your
the
thing?
Sirens, I don't. At first when I saw Cleveland Sirens, I was like, oh, I don't know how I feel about Sirens. And might just be because of what I don't know. It's a me thing. I was
It
like
sounded like you may
Sirens.
have had the same reaction I had. I was like, I don't know
Yeah,
if I
okay,
want
yeah.
Sirens
Like, huh?
and a whole bunch of black associated to black women, black and brown women. But
Okay, yeah.
and I don't normally do this, but I did ask the commission. We had a conversation about it. And commission, if you don't mind, will you please share the breakdown that you shared with me? I tried to share it earlier, but I may have missed some stuff about the importance and it being very black forward. So if you don't mind.
Yeah. And Auntie, if we could do a quick production. Hold on, let me find it. I'm gonna find it while I talk.
We'll work on it.
Yeah. Give me a second. Let me think about where I put it because I thought I tried to save it. And I didn't. Okay. I'm gonna find it while I talk though.
What are you looking for?
You're not gonna be able to find it. Trust me.
Okay. I didn't know if there was something you tagged me in.
Nah. I had it, but I didn't post it. It's a me thing. Okay. Don't worry.
Cool.
So, I'm gonna find it before we end though. So I'll talk, and then while y'all are talking, I'll look for it. So. The siren is not like a Wii U siren. It's a siren like the thing you find in the sea. If any of y'all have watched Odyssey, there's a portion about the movie that has to do with sirens. It's a mythological creature, blah, 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 blah. Some could argue that mermaids are actually originate from sirens, and then, they had to make it Disney friendly and all that stuff and cutesy. So they made it less vicious. But a siren is, again, a mythological creature, typically a woman. Oh, do you have a comment? Okay, maybe it's me echoing. A mythological creature, a woman who, I guess, has a strong voice, like a singing voice, right? They're called sirens. The lore is that they lured, the sailors out to sea, and then they would drown them, the boats and the sunken ships and all that stuff. So that's the whole lore. And I, how lore works, right? It gets shifted and shaped over time. I don't know what the original lore is, but nevertheless, that's the conventional one. I understand some people's thoughts about kind of associating that with a team, but then I'm like, but how many other mascots and things do we have that are not they're not nice? Like a lynx isn't a cute little pet. Like a lion, a gamecock has a spur at the end of it that would fight to its death. So to me, I just feel like the broad statement, I understand the sensitivity, but I do feel like, me personally, I feel like it's a little nitpicky, because isn't that the whole point of a mascot? Aren't you trying to destroy the other team? And I get it, but I also don't get. For me, it's not.
Is a Valkyrie nice?
Yeah, that's what I'm like. What cute little things do half of these these are vicious creatures? So I'm not understanding why. To me, it's actually almost going the other way. It's what do they say? A too woke, and I hate that, because the woke has been co-opted, but for all intents and purposes, so people know what I'm saying. Like, it's almost like, so we're upset because it's a woman, you know? Like, I get it may be a little like femme fatale, like, you know, the femininity is what draw people's in, but nobody told you to go listen to no siren and get drowned in the sea. Like, what's that got to do with like, you know what I mean? That's you. I just feel like that one, like the issue with it being a feminine thing and it like being like a little too like, I don't know, risque or whatever, like whatever. I'm like that. I feel like there's worse things out there, but
See,
say what?
For me, my only thing was because you know how people are. Sadly, I was like, when I saw the name, I was like, okay, it's not that I didn't like the name. I was just hoping that at some point it doesn't get out of hand for people to say, "Ooh, this girl, she played for the Sirens. She don't match the name of the team or whatever."
Well,
that was it. That was my only thing.
The irony is we're already having conversations about who's allowed to play basketball and women's basketball or not. So
exactly.
it really isn't going to make a difference, right?
But like outside of that whole thing, I was like, okay, yeah, cool. And then I saw the video. I was like, yeah, like I don't. And I also thought Sirens was unique.
It's unique. Auntie, what else did we were talking for a while.
That's what I was just about to say. The commissioner got all of the great stuff that she told me. She talked about the fact that they made it where it's nothing like it was nothing like you know, the Cleveland Cavs. They wouldn't be the Lady Cavaliers or anything else.
Yes.
They played on the body of water.
I was gonna get there. Okay. Yes.
Right.
Yes. Okay.
So
let me keep going then. If that's what I just wanted to make sure with the like siren itself, I covered all this stuff. I think at times the mermaid or the siren has been associated with like blackness at certain points in time. Again, I think it depends who you ask and blah blah blah. But I think it has been like underlying a little bit of like I said, blackness associated with it. Again, not 100%, but like it's at times had association. The other one is, so this is when I'm actually finished
real quick. Yep. You sent me down a so it's the mermaids, the sirens, and the water spirits in the African diaspora, right?
Thank you. Yes.
Okay. And so I don't want to mess the name up, but one of the key water spirits and deities, La Sirene, is a prominent mermaid spirit, right? And so in Haitian, this is a person who rules over the sea, wealth, and music, translating the deep secrets of the ocean into song. So
thank you.
I wanted to add that back in there because I started to do some research after you sent me down after you kind of set me on the right path. So go ahead.
Yes. You know, I be trying to educate the children them. And yes, you are children in my mind, auntie. You my auntie child. No, but exactly. Like because it was funny when it first came out. The only issue I had was Cleveland Sirens doesn't have alliteration. You know what I mean? It doesn't flow, ironically.
It also needs mermaid in Spanish too. So
thank you. So that's why I said they're all originated, and I'm not even like that's why I'm like very surprised how.
And then also the mascot and the appeal to children is a consideration
for Cleveland.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I think they're not gonna make it.
That was the comment that was the full comment from KK.
Oh, okay. Sorry, KK. Thank you. So yeah, anyway, there's like a lot that they can do with it. Specifically, I was actually disappointed in the amount of people that are like, what the hell? And my favorite comment I saw, and I was just like, again, open the schools, please, Lord Jesus. Someone said, why does a landlocked city have anything to do with the water?
What?
Now, somebody tell me, is Cleveland landlocked? What's the definition of landlocked? The definition of landlocked means there's no body of water near it. There is a whole big ass, one of them great ass bleeping lakes called Lake Erie.
Oh Lord, help them, Jesus! They using words.
Oh my God! Like, what are we talking about?
I don't. I don't know how many times we have to tell people words have meaning.
Not only do they have meaning, Google is free.
Oh gosh.
The same
They
way
don't
you
teach
open
it.
your
They don't
Twitter,
teach. They don't teach the Great Lakes anymore. They don't teach the five.
Okay, well, you know what I do when I don't understand something? I try to go to Google.
Man, just look at a map.
At least start somewhere. At least start somewhere.
And literally go to Google Maps and be like, why would they have a siren? What do I know about sirens? Like you did, Auntie. Someone's mentioned something, or you just use your brain and think and say, okay, let me ask some questions. What is the tie here? Oh, there's a body of water. Oh, there's actually a lore in Cleveland about ships going missing. Right? Google's free.
Lord
it's so
help 'em.
free. And I think even the name Siren itself was just like, if you type Siren in, and mind you, the only reason, well, I knew it was Siren because I think I had told some people when they did their teaser, I said, this looked like Siren is about to be their mascot. And by golly gee, it was, because I could use my brain. Like, I saw a fin, I saw something that looked like a sea creature. I said, this might be a siren. Huh. And I bet you the same people who are complaining about sirens went and sat their asses through that 3-hour, 5-hour long movie called The Odyssey and walked out of there and still complain they don't understand why siren was a thing. Like, what are we doing? Are we just going through life on autopilot? Please use your brain, turn it on. Anyway, for those who are looking to know more, yes, thank you, Auntie, for listening to me.
The siren is perfect. It goes with the name of the lake perfectly. Lore about missing ships, interesting. Yeah, I mean, but it also gives you, I think, and I love the way, so now that we've had this conversation, it ties it back. So now I can come and maybe, I don't know, maybe it's some kind of ship museum or something you can go and do in this city to learn more about Cleveland. Like, you don't just have to come to do the WNBA. There's some other stuff going on here. So I like the way they kind of tied it all back after you kind of get an understanding. I will say that the people on Zaya Cook Twitch stopped talking to me after, because they kept saying, it's so stupid. What is it? It's not a siren's not even a mermaid. It's not even a mermaid. And I was like, it is a mermaid. They got so tired of me saying it's a mermaid.
Oh gosh.
Not you arguing with people on Zaya Cook's Twitch stream.
It is a mermaid. It is a mermaid.
It's just not the sweet. It's just not the sweet cutesy mermaid
anymore after that.
Let me
I hope I didn't offend anybody there.
Let me tell you guys a fun fact. That thing that's on the Starbucks cup, that's a siren.
Don't tell them.
It's been in your face.
It's been in their face.
They can do a whole pirate tie-in. What's more fun than pirates with kids? You can do a treasure hunt. So much stuff you can do. You can have Little Mermaid night.
Yeah,
they can do a lot.
They can do a lot, and people acting like the siren is going to be some like sexy. Like, no, they're not going to do that. It's family friendly. Like, chill out. It's Cleveland.
Like, I told you it was like,
literally, what are we talking about?
I'm old enough to remember the movie Splash. So I'm like, oh, I get it now. Splash. When the lady did the Little Mermaid did the little, it cracked made the glass crack. Okay, I get it now. Siren, bam. That was where I went to. When you first was like, no, Auntie, it's something else. And I was like, okay. And then you put the African diaspora spin on it, and it was like, oh, okay, now I really get it. Now I really get it.
Yeah, and I'm pretty sure, I think if I'm not mistaken, again, it's been a while since I watched even like Pirates of the Caribbean. I'm pretty sure one of the characters in one of the 5011 films they did, there was like a mermaid, and I think she was African, like, or it was a witch. Like one of the witch.
Get a Disney tie-in? Are they gonna get a Disney tie-in with the Little Mermaid? Because I'm here for Sebastian in Cleveland. Let's do it.
Can you hear me, Auntie?
I can hear you.
I'm here for it. Splash is iconic.
I don't think she can hear me, right,
Oh.
Brittany?
Oh no! Now all of y'all just came in real fast like chipmunks in my ear.
Okay. That
like
explains
that. Sorry.
why.
I'm
no,
sorry.
You're fine. Because I was
what
like,
did I miss?
You're fine. I was like, I was talking, but what you said didn't relate to what I was saying. I was saying, now I forget, but basically I think I was saying like, Pirates of the Caribbean, they also had some type of, if I'm not mistaken, again, it's been a while since I've watched all of them, but either it was a witch, but it was like a sea witch or a siren or a mermaid, if I'm not mistaken, in one of the many Pirates of the Caribbean. So like, I guess I'm just confused how we sit and watch all these like art forms and people don't, whatever. That's all I got for y'all. Anyway, go do some research. If we're actually talking about the rollout, some other things I really liked. I really liked how they, like Auntie mentioned, one of the things I like how it's not always like the Cavalier though is still kind of a pirate if you think about it, but I do like how they're distinct. At first I was like, why aren't the colors kind of similar to some other colors? I like some of the alternative colors. I think they're going to have like a sea foam. There's like a siren blue. Black is one of their colors. So it's like different blues and then sea foam, like that greenish, tealish hybrid. So I'm really interested to see how they use that color palette. And then
their jerseys, them jerseys, gonna look immaculate.
They could look. I don't like the I like their secondary logo more than their primary logo. It was like a little too wispy and airy. I understood when I read the brand, the brand materials, but I still was like, it's a little too. It was a little too Little Mermaidy. Like I want it to be like, you know how the Kraken, Seattle Kraken, has that like S that back in the day we used to like draw on our notebooks. I like that it's like a strong S. I think I still would have, it's funny because I just said I liked how the mascot is actually a woman, like a female
I think they said Calypso. Is that what you're talking about?
Calypso. Yeah, that is who I'm thinking of. Thank you. Yes, thank you. I knew somebody would know. Calypso. Thank you.
Shannon Boobop with the come through with the Calypso and KKS. Thank you.
Yes, thank you guys. So I like how it's feminine, but I still find the writing to be a little too, but you know, I'm here for it. I'm letting it grow on me. Like I said a million times, it's better than the tempo. There's something there. It's not some like abstract, esoteric ass thing. It like has meaning. It's tied to the community. The lake is huge, which is why Cleveland. That's also another one too. If you actually like look up the history of the natives for Cleveland, and they're tied to the lake. That's another really good tie in here. So I think it's the right stuff. There's what else was I gonna say? Sorry, I forgot my train of thought. But I really like how their rollout. I like how they brought in like a Cleveland Rockers legend to do the voiceover. I like how the little girl was unmistakably Black. She had her braids. She had her edges laid. She had her A2s on. The blue was immaculate. I actually saw who directed it, and I was like, of course, this all makes sense. Black man, or at least a Black man said he worked on it. I believe he was the director.
I want to say they said it was a young Black director. Young Black male director.
Yeah, I think so. Because I saw him respond to Asia when Asia was like, oh my God, they're wearing my shoes. So I just, but it was clear, you know, like it was so, that always Aisha girl. I think it was just very pro-Black, and that's the thing I liked about it. And I don't know if anybody noticed, but at the end of the video, when they're like all coming out from underneath the water, there's 5 of them. And one of them has an afro. And I was just like, y'all can't see me do the clock it, but I'll clap. Clock it the right way, not the wrong way, the right way. Which is what, Auntie?
It's the middle finger and the thumb. The middle finger and the thumb is the correct way to clock it. It is not the index to the thumb. It is middle finger to the thumb to clock it.
Yes.
Y'all know I'm here for it. Let's go.
If we're gonna appropriate ballroom culture, let's do it correctly.
Yeah, you know them. Take it and change it. No.
And do it wrong. Like what?
And then you have to take it, change it, do it wrong, give it a whole different meaning. What?
Exactly. So yeah, it was all tea. It was great. How they did it. And I just liked how pro it was, and I liked how like communal it was too. Like, right? Because a siren doesn't typically like roll by herself. Like there's a pack, there's a group, a flock, whatever the name of a siren group is, a school. But I like how they just like really put, I think, the intentionality there. My only, like I said, my only drawback is like Cleveland Sirens doesn't flow. But you know, I think like as I become more familiar with it, as it becomes more staple, it will sound more natural. But everything else was A1, top tier, good shit.
Absolutely. I'm gonna say Houston and Philly. Hey, let's
Houston
keep it
does not need
coming.
to be a comment, and I'm standing
No,
10,000
it doesn't
toes
need to
on
be a
it.
comment. Come with something else.
Come with something else.
Yeah, but y'all two, keep it up. I don't want to see none of that tempo stuff. Yeah, let that tempo rollout be bottom of the barrel. Okay.
Yeah.
Let that rollout be, everybody else rollout need to be 10 times better than that one.
Yes.
I
And
want thought into that. Put thought into the team that you are branding.
I think and don't make it no sister shit of the MNBA team. That's annoying.
Oh yes. Oh, don't do that. And I'm glad they stood 10 toes down on no. We do not want to be the Lady Cavaliers. Because if they was, I would have booed them. I would say boo, boo. Don't nobody want that. Y'all boring. I would have said boring. Give me something else. Who's next?
Yeah.
What
I
would
mean,
they
it's
call
usually-
the arena? Uh-oh.
Go ahead.
I got y'all back. No, I got y'all back now. It had went silent, so I was just gonna go into the chat. Go ahead.
No, go ahead. I think I just said, I think we both agreed rollout is top tier. I like the secondary logos.
They're still asking questions. So, like, what would they call the arena when the Sirens are playing? The lagoon, the tides?
See, it's cutesy. You could do the lake.
I like the idea of renaming arenas like the Valkyries do for Valhalla, take the court as their own. I like that. So, chat say I would call it the lagoon. I don't mind it, Shannon. Definitely evokes a completely different atmosphere. You want to see some blues, kind of under the sea, kind of.
Oh, if you haven't,
find out Coleman in the chat. What's up, Coach Coleman? I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, if you didn't see the rollout, they actually kind of did like a little bit. They took over Rocket, whatever that arena's called.
Do you expect that they'll play there?
Yes, they're owned by the same people. So yes. So they took over the arena, and they actually, when they were doing the rollout of the video afterwards, they literally had, you know how when you go to foam parties, the foam be in the air and kind of like circulate. They did like mini foams, if you will. So it kind of gave this underwater. Why that girl hitting the why is Temper Tammy hitting stuff? I look up and I see Caitlin throwing a tantrum again on that bench. She turned the ball over. Is that what happened? Yep.
What I see on my screen right now is her getting scored on.
Yeah. Well, then she came over to the bench and hit the bench. Yeah, she's having a tamper. Tammy tantrum. Turnover, Tammy tantrum.
Just curious what you majored in. There's a question in the chat.
Everything. I'm a student of the world. I'm a lifelong learner. A little bit of this, a little bit of that. You know, I took full advantage of my time in South Carolina.
If y'all haven't guessed, the Commish is totally our what was my man's name on 2 Time? Wilson. Commission is totally our Wilson from Tim the Two Man Taylor. Like you just see it, the eyes.
I'm the neighbor. You only see the top half of me.
She made it in life. You're not gonna get too many details out the Commish. This is it. This is it. You get the eyes.
How about this? What y'all think I majored in? Put it in the chat.
Start throwing it out there.
Don't laugh. I'm serious.
What do y'all think the Commish majored in? Although Chase recently reasserted themselves on the Valkyries court by making them use a new custom-made court in blue with Chase Center all over it. Yeah,
that was only temporary. That was for.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah. That's only temporary, and that was for them to raise money.
Okay.
I still think it was ugly, to be clear, but they raised money behind it. Yeah. Okay, so you let me know when someone tells me what they think I majored in. What else, Brittany? What else we got to chat?
Oh, somebody got sent home already. I gotta welcome a certain team to death row.
Uh-oh.
Seattle Storm. Welcome to death row. Your season's over. But hey, they can play spoiler. For Seattle, season is. I put air quotes around over because you still have like what 11 games left, whatever. But that doesn't mean that they can't play spoiler. I think for Seattle, this was very much a rebuild. I think they're in a good spot for this being year one of their rebuild. I think they have some really good pieces. Intrigued to see first off, when the season's over, when they talk about a draft position, what's that going to look like? But then to see what other pieces they bring in. So for them, all right, yeah, season might technically be over in terms of playoff contention, but that still doesn't mean that they don't need to play these last handful of games like there's still something to play for, because there is. Definitely still need to play for just getting better every day, building continuity between their younger pieces, and then for them, they're one of the teams coming in. I expected it was gonna look a little shaky, but I think they're slowly putting things together. So their welcome to death row is very much. I think you
I'm
expected
sorry.
it, but
I'm sorry. I'm sorry, folks. Y'all can't hear me? Can you hear me?
we can hear you. Well, I can.
But
I
you
can
can't.
hear you.
But y'all must didn't hear the sound.
Oh
No.
no.
Okay. I'm gonna try this again. Nigel Laney Hamilton to Washington.
What?
Commish, call it. Commish, call it.
I did have that as an
Commish,
option.
call it.
I said
I
because
think
of
you said that was one of the only options out there, huh?
yeah, because of cap space.
That's what I'm getting. They let go of Rory.
Yeah. Sorry, Rory, but yeah.
They took Rory out of witness protection.
Well, when I said what, I only said what because I thought maybe a contender, but as you said, the cap space part of it. Well, for Washington, that's a great pickup. They are trying to make it to. They are on that cusp.
They
They're
still need more vets. I don't care
yeah,
what everybody's been like. Oh, well, look how well they. You still need vets in the playoffs, and Benai's is a
absolutely.
good vet to help everybody out.
I definitely think Washington in the playoff picture is definitely a team that can, if you're not careful, you will get sent home. They might mess around and get a game on you if you thinking that all right, they're gonna be a stroll in the park. Ask Atlanta that. Ask Atlanta.
Wow.
So yeah, kudos to them. Benaja is a great pickup for them, especially because you're gonna need some vets in the playoffs, and Benaja is a good vet to have.
Definitely a good pickup for them. Definitely a good pickup.
But shoot. Speaking of pickups,
She got
do we want to talk about that Phoenix pickup?
Might as well. It was a good I did want to, because AO Mood came in and said what's up, and said that they think Seattle's gonna be much better next year. Like how the Storm looked, Flau'jae, Melvin.
There's only one way to
McGregor, Fam, and Malanga. Yeah, they can only be better.
Only one way to go.
Literally.
Can't get no worse.
The only way is up. Yeah.
Yeah, Laney Hamilton to the Mystics. That's what we just hearing right now.
Hey, Auntie, if you check the chat real quick, I did find it, but let's talk plum stuff, and then we can come back to the Siren video if you can show it.
Okay.
Go ahead, Brittany.
Whoo. the Plum pickup. My thing about the pickup was I wondered how smooth the transition was gonna be. Not specifically for KP. KP is gonna be able to do what KP does no matter where she goes. But particularly for just the mesh with AT, Bonner, and the rest of them over in Phoenix. They needed another ball handler. And they needed someone that can go get their own bucket. But so far it's been a little shaky. She acknowledged the turnover problem. But for Phoenix, I think the hard part for them is gonna be you don't have a lot of time to kind of figure it out. You need to string some wins along.
Oh, child.
Will they get them?
No. Mathematically, yes, but no, absolutely not. Nope. That loss to Connecticut, nail in the coffin. I said, oh, that's basically over. Like, I don't know what the percent is. I could go try to figure it out, but it's damn near like 5% at this point. So they're like, which is why I was even surprised. I was like, Seattle just now got eliminated. They technically were in it, but we all would have been like, ain't no way.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's where Phoenix is now, especially the Mystics getting some of these wins. I think help is coming and helping them. I think speaking of, if Benija goes to the Mystics and looks somewhat competent, not that she's not competent, but you know what I mean, like serviceable. I'm gonna need Chris DeMarco's resignation letter on my desk ASAP. I'm waiting. Just so y'all know, I'm telling you what's coming. Just like I told y'all, one, KP should go to the Merc, but I didn't think they had a first rounder to give up. So I was cool with it. Like, if you can make that trade work. Now, the first rounder, that was news to me. That was my bad. That was stupid. That was stupid. Let's go back to the situation. So if everybody remembers last week, I said, and I still stand by, I actually think KP should have considered going to the Sky. Now, it may not be KP's full decision. Clearly, the Sparks have to feel like they get something out of the trade. They have to accept it. But look what happens when you put Raven on the floor. Your defense is better. Who would have thought? Like KP though, because of where Phoenix was with their aging crew, their best bet, they had to go all in. They had to cash all the chips in because they were, at the time, I think they were 9th. Now clearly that's changed. But they were one spot out of the playoffs. So, I mean, you kind of had to go all in because there were no other moves for them to make. And for a team that got swept in the finals, remind you, they needed to do something more. So the KP trade made sense on paper. Again, I thought it was going to be, I did call Monique, but I thought it was going to be Monique, maybe one other player and like a second rounder or something, because I didn't think they had a first. Now the first, whoo, baby, that changes things. They messed up. The only way this doesn't become a mess up is if KP resigns in the offseason. But if I'm in charge, Nate ain't back. As y'all know, I've been saying Nate's a bad coach. It just looked crazy last year because they were winning. AT was in the MVP consideration. They ended up going to the finals, et cetera, et cetera. But the reality is, no, Nate's not a good coach. And he still hasn't changed up his system. And this is my other issue. Side note, we still got to talk about Atlanta before time's up for you, Brittany. But that's been my issue, is it's one thing to come in with the system, but when your system doesn't adjust and you don't see the places you need to adjust, Kim Caldwell, I have a problem. You have to be able to adjust your system to meet the needs of, and it can't just be, oh, there can't be no plan B. It's just we need to plan A better. What? No. So that was my issue with Nate, because he's now in his 3rd season and they're going backwards. And he is one of the few people, speaking of protecting women, Can we protect these women from these men from the WNBA who have no clue what they're doing? I say that tongue in cheek. Clearly, there are bigger issues. But if y'all want to go with ridiculous issues to tackle in the W, start there. So, I need more. I just need more from everybody. Nate is not proven he's more capable than the day he showed up. Mind you, like, let's actually run it back and remember everything that's happened in this league. And it's not his fault per se, because I guess that's part of the role of the GM. But Nate got a job where he had Diana Taurasi and BG. Granted, they were older. I completely agree. But first-time head coaches don't get future Hall of Famers. They don't. Right? Like, very few and far between. Apparently, only the men do. The women got to get out the mud. 6 feet under. Start there, and then, you know, we may or may not fire you before you can actually turn it around. Or we'll watch you turn it around, and then we'll bring someone else in to reap the fruits of your labor. Happens time and time again. But Nate got DT, BG. I forget who else was on that team. That girl that we just talked about at the beginning of this conversation. And a couple others that is escaping me right now. Oh, Monique Billings was on that team for a hot minute. I think Mad Kiki was up in there. There were a couple other people. So, like, and they went to the playoffs, I believe. They got swept, I think, in the first round. I think they were 8 seed or 7 seed. That damn near swept. Maybe they didn't actually get swept, but I want to say they got swept, but it wasn't good. They got their ass handed to them. Then the second year, I guess they made it to the finals unexpectedly. And then now we're in our third year, I believe. And he's getting talent in pieces that are more proven than some other coaches, and he's doing a shittier job. These players made it to the finals last season, and I think I said this time and time again. Correct me if y'all didn't hear me say it, but I said it. They were winning in spite of him.
Yep.
So
they were.
He doesn't believe in defense. He doesn't believe in the mid-range. And we just watched teams, by the way, earlier today go head-to-head who had a mid-range opportunity or capability. Yeah, there were some threes shot, but it wasn't just threes. It was all 3 levels. And that is what is missing from all these coaches who just want to chuck up threes because the WNBA chucks up threes. Last time checked, the people who've been winning the playoffs or been winning the finals, even in the WNBA, typically have 3-level scoring. So I don't understand where everybody is coming up with, we only shoot threes because 3 is worth more than 2. Well, when the 3 ain't falling, 2 is worth more than 0. So miss me with that. So I think I'm still beating the drum. Nate needs to be fired. And I think it's beyond asinine that Nate got an invite, unless hella people before him said no. But what did Nate do to deserve to get an invite to Team USA? I'm still waiting for that answer.
Girl, they gave him that because he went to the
because he went to the finals, but he wasn't even good enough to get a game.
Yeah.
Y'all couldn't even get a game. And y'all were sitting at home while the Aces were fighting to the last breath against the Fever. Y'all were sitting chilling. And you still couldn't scheme up something to get a game. And I don't want to take away from Asia and Jackie and Dana and Jewel finally showing up the whole time. I'm still old enough to remember how the season actually went. Yes, you showed up when we needed you, but y'all couldn't get a game. The Aces just came off of a game 7 that went to overtime. Y'all were chilling at home and you still couldn't get a game.
God damn it. I'm sorry.
No, you're good. I'm just behind you guys, so I see it later. Indiana. We've been chatting, so I haven't really been paying attention to the game.
Chicago
I've been walking them down.
Yeah, walking them down. Yeah, let's go.
Brittany.
I was like, thank you.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
They must not have been paying attention to Chicago. at all.
Chicago. I'm
They gonna walk a team down. The question is, are they gonna close it out though?
I think Chicago don't have like their chances are also since they lost that game to the Mercury.
Damn it, that's right, bro.
It really messed them up. And then on top of that, Sydney's out. I do think she gives a damn. What kind of Azure?
We have a game, folks. We have a game.
Goddamn game.
Y'all ahead of me again. Damn it. Okay, JC.
So, do you? I see in the chat during this game, Anti-Ally did pick up her 8th technical. Do you expect that to be rescinded by Monday, or will she?
Oh no. Mm-mm.
No.
Mm-mm. And thanks for using my nomenclature.
I'm here for it. I'm here for it.
Yes. No. I guess I didn't see. Was it a soft one? Because we've been chatting, so I haven't been paying. I assume it wasn't soft.
So she put her hands on the ref.
Did y'all say that Cece and Stephanie White got text? I missed it. Y'all let me know.
You know, I kind of saw Stephanie chatting with the refs, and maybe this is when Anti-Ally decided to slam the bench. Maybe that was from that tech or around there. I mean, she was heated either way. She was having a temper tantrum, so I'm not surprised. But yeah, y'all let us know because I've been chatting, so I haven't really been locked in.
I think they're going to rescind it because they'll talk themselves into rescinding it. That's why. But it technically should not be rescinded because it's not like, okay, it's you fell on the ref or you got pushed into the ref or anything like that. Yeah, no, you went to the ref, then you put your hands on them.
Was it a soft put their hands on, or was it like a true put? Okay.
It was a soft one.
So maybe but I'm
kind of ran into her, but not really. But you doing all that extra stuff, a little bit of flopping and stuff like that. All right, I'm gonna push off on you so I can get back into play. Type shit. That type. I don't know if she said something with it. That's the other part. Did she say something with it?
Because y'all, she liked to run her mouth.
Because it could have been a move out the way.
Move, bitch.
Move. It could have been that with it. So then, okay, cool. Yeah, no, I ain't finna let you off on that one for touching me. And then, boom. Yeah, so I don't know if she said something with it, but it was very much one of those.
You know they're gonna start running back that Brianna Stewart where she pushed that same ref twice who was in the way after jump balls. But that one to me is a little different than the ref is standing out of bounds and you push them or you touch them. But I'll look for it in a second. Brittany, I know you got a hard stop. What else you got? I don't think I finished my Phoenix thing, but basically mathematically in their last 12. It's either 12, 13, or 14 games. I think it's 12 games. They have to make up 7.5 wins. And that's really hard to do versus the Mystics. So I just don't see it. Now, could you do that against the Liberty? I think the Liberty about to get a win tomorrow. So
yeah, that's the other part about it. If some way, somehow they're able to string along enough wins, it's the way in the position that they're in is going to require other people to lose as well.
Yep.
And I don't see it. So, if KP doesn't resign, makes that a lot worse.
Like everybody, we've been talking. The biggest ones for me in recent history are the Sparks trade, right? To get KP and sending away their picks, and then the Chicago Skies pick swap that the Lynx got to. Wait, they traded with the Lynx to get Haley Van Lith, who is clearly no longer there. That resulted in the Lynx getting Olivia Miles. That was dumb. So those are the two biggest dumb ones recently. This will be up there, if not worse, depending on how we won't know until a year or two from now. Like who the pick is and if KP resigns or not.
Yeah. Oh, but y'all in the chat. Okay, she didn't say anything. Okay, that might have helped her case. But the league, they'll talk their way into rescinding that. They'll talk their way into it. She didn't need to kind of put her hands on the ref to kind of move her, or whatever. She didn't need to do that. It was unnecessary. But like I said, if she says something,
if they resend the other one, she might get one here in a second.
Yeah, that's the other part.
It may be null and void because she might find herself getting a second. But I guess if she gets a second, she'll be ejected. So either way.
Yeah, like I said, they'll talk themselves into rescinding it because it was like, girl, you didn't need to touch the ref. You didn't need to. You didn't need to do it. But you did it. It's probably that's why I was like, did she say something else to take her up? Like, all right, bitch. All right, bitch, take this. But yeah, Phoenix. I don't. Yeah, my question for Phoenix is, when are you gonna just say, "Hey, let's just start the rebuild"?
There is no like you can't. You know,
They're
what do you mean by
avoiding
that?
the inevitable. They're avoiding the inevitable because them trading that first round pick, now it makes it to where now you can't move forward. But at some point, you're gonna have to say, "Hey, we just need to rebuild." At some point, they're gonna have to do it because
Just
the
in
way in
general.
which,
Okay, I thought
yes,
you
just
meant
in
this
general.
season. I was like, it
No,
doesn't benefit them to throw in the
no.
towel. Okay.
My question is
Hey,
going to
so
be when. When are they going to do it? Because they're going to have to do it.
did y'all? I'm sorry. Did y'all talk about the Kelsey Plum move?
Yeah, that's what we've been talking about.
Okay, because I see Ao Moo was like Phoenix is gonna be so much better next year. Kelsey looks so good in this Mercury uniform.
That's if she comes back.
The same. They just lost to the Connecticut Sun.
What are we
Kelsey,
talking
that's
about?
what I wanted to ask. She looked, and then my other question, and then Ao was like the Mystic, the Lynx packed up the Aces today, and they did. Shout out to them. But with the Kelsey thing and Phoenix, who's playing defense?
That's why they lost.
Ao.
Yeah.
Hey, no. This is my question. Is back to Ao Moo. Who's playing defense? I don't know. You got to play defense on both sides of the. You got to play on both sides of the ball. I don't see how that's working for them. Yeah, Natasha Cloud just got a tech too. That was the other thing I was just saying.
Oh, you mean
that's the usual.
daily thing that happens? I've been saying
Literally.
this about Natasha, and I've had issues. Camilla, get closer to the rim, sister. Are you laughing at me?
No, I'm laughing at Camilla and that one hand having Caitlin fall out on the ground like that.
Well, someone has to guard Caitlin right now. Nobody's guarding her.
Yeah.
Thank you for rebounding.
The gamely. I mean the text from Natasha. That's
but Natasha does
every
this
game
every
thing.
game. It's annoying, and
It's
this is part of the reason why they get in trouble at the. She's either in foul trouble, or they're now in the bonus because that shit count. Doesn't that count against your team?
yes.
Count. Yeah, like she just does stupid shit in the wrong bleeping time. You're supposed to be a vet, and you're consistently messing up. You're fouling 3-point shooters. You're getting texts. You're arguing with refs sitting on the ground while it's a 4-on-5.
It's just poor
Emotional regulation. Like
yes,
it's
from a vet.
bad.
As a veteran, you doing all that type of stuff. I don't know if Tyler has said anything about it, but yeah, no, a conversation needs to be had because this is ridiculous. You do this every game. Or getting near every game, whether it's foul trouble or you getting a tech. It's like, come on, man. I need you to be a leader. I need you to do that, and you're not doing that by picking up techs or constantly being in foul trouble. Like, come on, man. At this point, you don't know. It doesn't make any sense for you to not know that line. Every player knows the line that they can cross or they can't cross, what they can get away with, what they can't get away with. So there's no reason that you don't know that line by now. Like, you're a veteran. You should also have just those tricks up your sleeve, just those veteran moves that veterans get away with. And it's just like, man, I don't know why you can't keep doing this every single game and just being like, hey, we'll figure it out. We'll figure it out. No, that's in part why y'all struggle to close out games, part because you're not helping.
Brittany, you got time for Atlanta?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Atlanta. The Atlanta nightmare. kid you not, I have gotten to the point with Atlanta to where I just think this is a team. They are who they are. And they are very much that second tier team that currently constructed. They are not going to break through. I don't know with whether it's a coaching change or a player change, something has to happen. But at the end of this season, they cannot go into next season looking like this, hoping to sit there and say, yeah, we're going to win a championship. Please tell me how. Because for some odd reason, there's like 3 teams that you just you consistently struggle to beat. And then every now and again, you have those head scratching losses. That's like, what? It's just you've been able to beat the teams that you're supposed to beat. But when it's the teams that, hey, you need to beat, if you're talking about winning the championship, you cannot beat them. You just can't. I don't know if it's just they don't have that other gear to go into to be a championship team. I don't know. But they're going to need to figure it out. But as presently constructed, they can sit here and say, if they're saying, yeah, we're a championship contending team, yeah, stop lying to yourself.
How are you supposed to have another gear when your coach doesn't play and develop your bench?
Exactly. That's why I said whether it's a coaching change or player change, whatever, but they can't go in the next season like this saying they're going to win a championship. No. They just don't have that other gear that championship teams have, because the championship teams, they're not going to go deep in their bench come playoff anyway. But you do need to have that consistent 6, 7, 8, maybe even 8 play 8-man rotation. And still with that 8 man rotation, your star players have to be playing lights out. Consistently. Lights out. So yeah, with them, I just scratch my head because it's like they're that right now. They're just stagnant. They're not gonna be too low. Well, they're not gonna be too low in the standings, but they're also not gonna. They're not gonna be that team that's gonna. All right, 1, 2, 3. No, they're just gonna be. Dare I say, average.
Yeah, I think they're at risk for a first round exit.
Again.
Because
after they had a great regular
Again,
season last year.
Say what? Auntie?
I said the again is crazy. I'm just listening to Brittany. The again is crazy.
Oh yeah, again, because they were in a better position last season. They ended up being what, 3 or 2?
Hold on, I'll be right back. StreamYard's being stupid. 1 second.
I don't remember what they ended up being. I'm not gonna tell a lie.
They ended up being good enough in the regular season, and then went in first round and got booted by Indiana. So it's like, at what point Indiana had, at one point Atlanta, and still Indiana is another team that you right there with them, and you shouldn't be right there with them if you're talking about being a championship team. That's the boat that I put them in, because it's just like it's like a team that something is missing. And they're a team that, if they want to be a championship team, they got to find that missing piece, whether it's coaching change, player change, something. But something has to happen, because they are, dare I say, right now, the great pretender.
Well, and sorry if I missed this. I think when I've been talking about Atlanta, my big question has always been their posts. The lack of development, or maybe development isn't the right word, but the lack of in-game maturation of Medina is, to me, part of the problem. Because I do agree. Well, didn't they end up moving Bree Jones to the bench anyway? But when Bree Jones came back, I understood it. The thing now that's confusing for me is now we don't see Medina anymore. And I think that's a problem, because we literally watched Shakira go off on them, Kiki go off on them, Lauren Betts, and you have 6'7", 6'7", 6'7", 6'6", 6'5", however tall all these people actually are. And you sat there and you said, I have one of those too, but I'm not going to play her. Huh? Like, not even just to like help. That doesn't make sense. And every opponent you're going to see in the playoffs outside of the Valkyries is going to have formidable bigs or a formidable big. You know what I mean? And so how exactly is that going to work?
Exactly. And the thing is, okay, if you're not going to play her, okay, that's fine. But who are you going to play to fix the problem? How are you going to fix the problem? If you're saying, hey, these players are unplayable, because that's what you're saying. Okay, well then, how are you going to fix your problem?
But that's what you should have been doing.
So let's check out the comment.
What's the comment say?
Did you hear him in the presser? He said Medina is the fourth big off the bench, and hopefully she'll be ready when called. He's not trying to develop her at all.
The fourth big?
Behind who?
Yeah, I'm
gonna need the biggest person there.
Well,
you got she, as far as height, she's 6'6". Bree Jones is what, 6'3". Then you got Naz Hillman. Who's the other big? Angel?
I guess he's counting Angel.
Okay.
But I don't consider Naz a big. That math doesn't math. And we'll leave it there. Okay. That's your problem.
And it's a problem that he still does not know how to. He doesn't know how to fix. Clearly, he doesn't know how to fix it.
But no one, the bench is inconsistent for the Dream. That's the problem.
But the thing about it is, you early in the season, he didn't do what he needed to do. You needed to play them. You can't expect them to just, okay, cool. The beginning of the season is where you give folks opportunities.
Why is Nye on this team?
Vibes.
To answer your question real quick, no, JJ, we didn't talk Maddie. I'm gonna do a Gamecockish show to talk Gamecock stuff. We didn't talk Maddie at all today, so be on the lookout for that. I'm sorry.
There's that, but prayers up for Maddie. That's what
Absolutely.
I'll say. Yeah. That doesn't make sense. I'm literally looking at every potential first round matchup that you can have, and your lack of post is even if you have your guards show up, that is going to be your problem. Everybody but maybe the Valkyries, but the Valkyries have proven they can beat you, so they can small ball better than you can. So there's that. They can small ball and 3-point shoot better than you. So that the thing that you're supposed to be, that you're putting your stake on, they currently in the season do better. They defend better than you, they shoot the 3-ball better than you, and they small ball better than you all around.
Which is why, for me, in my head, okay, you like to shoot the 3. There was somebody that was out there that you could have got that went for first.
Are you talking about Kelsey?
Yeah.
So what was Kelsey going to do for the Dream? And who would they give up?
The only thing that she would have done for them is continue their delusion of the way in which their system works, and that it's going to win them a championship playing like that with no post. That's what it would have did. Just continue the delusion. Like, yeah, 3 balls going to win it. 3 balls going to win it.
Yeah, but I think to get Kelsey, were you going to keep, like, who are you going to give up?
Probably would have gave up Jordan.
Okay. Well,
probably would have gave up Jordan. Said, hey, bump it. We're gonna 3-ball it till we can. Because that's what you're doing right now anyway.
there's a world where, yeah, that could work in theory. I also think that would be part of the problem.
Oh yeah, I think the way in which they play is their philosophy is a problem in itself. But oh my goodness, Cloud. The way in which they're playing right now is a problem in itself. But because they refuse to fix the problem and say, hey, we need to focus on getting more bigs and
Natasha Cloud, what in the
and thank you. Oh, you saw it too? Okay, y'all saw it. I was waiting for it. And diversifying the way in which we score.
I just saw it. I was waiting to figure out what she wasn't even looking, and why would you pass the ball to Camilla in that situation?
Hey, that's the vet for you. That's the vet for you. Crazy.
I don't know why they let her. Why is Sloot? I mean, maybe Cloud is. Why is Sloot not in the game? They like to let Cloud play point guard, and I just don't think she point guards well.
I don't know. I just know. There's too many times where I just see Cloud just making bad decisions like her head is in the clouds.
Not living up to her last name. Look at Rachel. Look at Rachel.
Mm-hmm. Sometimes Natasha just be playing like her head be in the clouds. I'm like, man, what are you doing? Why?
JC couldn't do nothing with that though.
Okay.
Most people can't. I have yet to see someone who can this season.
Yeah, JC couldn't do nothing with that.
I don't have one person who can do it this season. I would have liked to see what Dejanay would have looked like, healthier.
Well, let's play basketball though.
Okay, JC. Can y'all get a stop? Because that's what you have to do. Crash the boards. And don't foul.
Why not? You said it too late.
No, on my screen. I just saw the foul. They did replay that tech. It did look soft. Like it didn't look tech worthy, in my opinion. But
okay, so
I'm not gonna go get on the picket line for that girl. So whatever. And if we're being honest, by now she should have had 8 techs.
Exactly.
So, but they might resend it because if you just look at it individually, it doesn't look. Are we missing free throws again?
Let's hope. No, but that's what I also said. I was like, did she say something? You took did she take it off maybe?
Yeah, because it was kind of a little delayed when she called it.
Exactly. That's what I'm like, and typically with her, they let her do whatever anyway. So I'm like, okay, so for you to call that a tech, I was like, did she say something too? I was like, yeah, she didn't need to push off you. She didn't need to, but y'all let her do anything anyway.
Commish, I did queue up your video if you wanted me to play that still.
Brittany, you still got a few minutes, or are you done?
Yeah.
Maybe we wait till after the game.
Okay. Thank you. Just because I think it's like 2 minutes or so long. It's a little long, so we can just wait until this ends. We were talking Atlanta. I need, never mind. I was gonna make a comment about Rebecca. I'll stop. Let me stop. The Lord is still working on me. Did they ever come back with what they thought my major was?
No, I didn't see anybody guess your major.
See, you didn't want to know that bad. See?
Did y'all get? I didn't see. I didn't hear no. I didn't see no guesses on the major.
You got Timpson on you. Oh, God. What? Shoot it. Bullshit. Why Cloud shoot it like... Bro. So who y'all got coming back next season for the Sky? And I guess with that, are you assuming they keep Jeff and Tyler or not in your assessment?
Ooh, I think you keep
Ooh.
Tyler. I think you keep Tyler.
I think so too. I don't know why you would.
It's just kind of like the situation that they be putting Tyler in. I'm like, dang, like it's hard to fire him because it's not like you gave him a good situation anyway. He's done pretty good with what he has. The pieces that you gave him, one of the pieces just came back not too long ago. Another one of the pieces you gave him don't want to play for you anymore. Like, come on now. He found you a diamond in the rough. So think you kind of gotta.
I just don't see what you're accomplishing by starting over again, right? Unless you just believe that if he has more time and more health, it still wouldn't result in wins. But I just don't see how you arrive at that conclusion. Like if you actually are being honest and just like, I don't know. I don't see the Chicago Sky haven't made enough and like headway to like the Mystics are already in a better position than you. The Seattle, if people believe they're one piece away, which I don't know if I fully believe that, but I could see the world. I still have questions. It just, people are already leapfrogging you. So starting over isn't going to get you in a better position. So you might as well stick with it another season, see what you can do with more health, and then make an evaluation. But yeah, I would think you would want continuity at this point, but who am I?
And it's not like you have bad pieces. Your pieces are actually are pretty good. It's the fact that you have not been able to get all of them together on the court at the same time. So you'll have Rakia. Sydney has come into her own. Is figuring it out. We'll see what'll be the change when Rakia comes back. How are you going to get both of them on the floor at the same time? I think you can.
I don't think it's hard. You just slide Sydney to the two.
Yeah, I think it's an easy slaughter right in beside Ricky. I don't think it's a problem. I think you ask Dejanay if she wants to come back. If she comes back, she does. If she doesn't, who cares? You still have Camilla. I think you have some really good pieces there. So there's no need to be like, all right, scrap this whole thing, bump it. We're gonna just start completely over. No, you have good pieces to start over with. It's just okay. You seeing who's gonna stay, who's gonna go, and then filling out the rest of the team from there, and then letting them just build continuity.
Yep, I agree.
And then you'll add in whatever draft picks you have. You'll add them in, and then I think you'll be
wait. Did CC just curb that one fan?
Oh, I don't know. I'm in the back.
Yeah, she did. I don't want to make assumptions, but the girl who ran up to her, she didn't run up to her per se. She did kind of like get in her space a little, but I think give me a second. I'll give Cece some grace and say maybe she was surprised how close the girl got to her. But she kind of curved that one fan. And then went and signed other people's. But again, She might have just not been expecting her to roll up on her.
Philosophy, psychology, journalism.
Oh. I mean, I'm not going to confirm. I'm not confirming nor denying any of it, but these are
communications. I'm just giving you what I see popping.
Yeah, no, I got you. I
said life. I believe I was correct. I said.
Hard Knocks, School of Hard Knocks. That was my major. There's some good ones in there. But yeah,
finance. I put that one out there. I just threw that one out there.
Some are correct, closer. Some are not. Some are not. But yeah, so I think I don't know. I really want the tale of this season. This has been. Oh, I've been meaning. Go ahead.
Can I say this really quickly? This is what I wanted. I forgot to say, and I wanted to add this. When you guys were talking earlier about Indiana and what happens there and everything, I want to know what was said.
Oh,
right.
Yeah.
In the Jackie situation, because it was offensive enough that Jackie took the time to speak to the ref.
Right.
It was offensive enough that the ref took the time when there was a break in the game to have the
security
have a conversation with the fans, but it wasn't offensive enough that the Indiana Fever organization warranted that they should be thrown out or banned from coming back. So now I want to know what was said. Before I was like, hey, they threw them out, whatever was said, let's keep it with that. But they said that they did an investigation. They asked the people who Jackie said it, and then the witnesses, and it was like, well, we didn't find anything, but they decided to leave on their own. Well, no, now I want to know a little bit more about the situation, because now I am interested in what is okay. What does the Indiana Fever organization deem okay to be said at these players in these situations that it's cool. You can holler that shit at them as long as it's not this. So if anybody knows, please help me understand that. If you've seen clips, if you all have seen clips or have something to add there, that was one of the things that I did want to ask about and mention. I'm sorry, go ahead.
Yep, no, that's fair. I think on that piece, I mean, we clearly saw Jackie go over and tell Asia what she heard, and Asia's face was like, what? Again, two things. It always is happening at Indiana Fever events, like it always is. Oh, they didn't say that, but there's someone who heard it. And I think it's even more frustrating that, and again, not to no, because these are tied in a loosey-goosey way, but they're tied. The Nolan Wells situation. So I'm supposed to believe that no one heard it. You know what I mean? There's too many instances of people being quote unquote, what's it called? The innocent bystander effect and all this stuff. Like, oh, I didn't hear it. Oh, I'm not sure. I don't really know who said it. And it's a lot of protecting others instead of actually having the conversation being like, yeah, I heard it, or he did say something offensive, or hey, this is what I heard him say, right? But somehow no one ever hears it. No one ever comes forth. No one ever is pointing the people out, but they say those fans are not welcome. Well, when those fans do the thing, I never hear anybody say, yeah, here's what I heard, and that doesn't belong here. It consistently is an issue with the Indiana Fever. And that's what I have a problem with. It doesn't happen at any other event at this level of frequency. Not any other. I mean, there's in the W is what I'm referring to. So at a certain point, we need to have the conversation about why is it always supposedly, quote unquote, happening at an Indiana Fever home game. That's what I want to know. And every time we do investigations, we don't hear anything, but then there are a group of people who said they heard it. So I'm supposed to believe that one person made it up, that there weren't monkey noises said, there's just examples over and over and over and over again. And why wouldn't we hear this stuff at, other Bahala's pretty rambunctious as a crowd, but I don't hear people getting thrown out of Bahala. Do you?
No, they bring signs and everything. They boo in unison.
They
They do a
boo,
lot.
but I never hear anybody getting thrown out. But yet somehow someone is South Carolina has the highest attendance, but I don't hear people getting thrown out. So why is it that it's always just happens that someone misheard someone at an Indiana Fever event? That's what I want to understand. All these investigations keep happening and nothing comes of it because the witnesses around them didn't hear it. Well, at a certain point, we need to have a conversation about why does it keep supposedly happening at Indiana Fever and nothing supposedly gets done because no one supposedly heard. That's what I want to know.
Yeah, I'm with you. And then
I have a hard time understanding.
I guess my other thing is like, did the investigation involve anybody else that was on the floor, or that any other players that may have been nearby to hear it, or did we just ask the people that were sitting by him that they might have been at the game with? Like, I don't understand the investigation thing anyway. Like they said they did that with the Angel situation with
yeah, that's what I'm referring to.
but you can hear it on TV.
Yeah,
they said that they did an investigation in the BYU situation. And they asked, and everybody said nobody said anything. Yet the player who said that it took place for them didn't say that it didn't happen. And if it's about protecting the women, and if it's about protecting the players, then I need to see a little bit more support and protection of the players. You know what I'm saying? It seems like in these situations they really lean towards the fans in the situation. And I really want to know what was said now. No, they didn't make them leave. The Indiana Fever put out a statement that said they did an investigation. They found that it didn't warrant being put out of the game, but the individuals chose to leave the game anyway, like on their own.
See, I don't know. That don't make sense to me. Because I don't know. If I'm a fan and I paid my hard-earned money for tickets to a game, I'm not leaving.
To sit on the floor? Man, exactly. Come on, man.
That don't make sense.
Sit on the floor? Man.
That don't make sense.
Plus, I'm this petty. If you was waving at me, remember how they was like, bye? Remember Dana was waving like, hey. And then I got out there and they said you didn't. I'd have came back with the biggest popcorn, biggest drink. You'd have knew I was back in the building. You can't throw me out. So I don't know. I don't know. Some
exactly.
my spidey senses is tingling right now.
I have a hard time understanding a player who's involved in the game is just going to make up something that they heard.
Absolutely.
Mind you, these are the same players that are yelling at each other. Switch, rotate, behind you, screen. I think they can hear pretty well when they're on the court. No,
we can hear. We can hear when they on the court.
I know, but but it's different because there's mics. I'm saying the players don't have access to a mic. So if I can hear you, screen, switch, rotate, help, whatever else calling plays. But now I'm supposed to believe Jackie, who is getting ready to inbound the ball, can't hear the people next to her very well. I'm supposed to believe that.
Or she just decided to pick on those two.
Yeah, the girl from Indiana just made up random shit. That Jackie? Sure. And this is why I continue to have problems with the Indiana Fever. They keep continuing to gaslight situations. And every time, whether it's the Connecticut Sun, whether it's the Chicago Sky, now the Aces, it seems like, and there was something else that happened. I'm forgetting. Well, I guess the Phoenix Mercury too this season, but yet somehow none of these situations ever turn out to come with anything fruitful, or that every single one of these players or every single one of these organizations misheard everything that someone said. You know what I mean? Like, statistically, that's not making sense to me.
Yeah, I'm with you.
At a point, the W would have to look at this and say, how come every single time there seems to be no fault? Like, it's not even like it's the same player over and over again. But again, that would require the W to actually do its job. So, Auntie, if you don't mind, can you play the video? This will give more. We probably don't have to do all of it, but if you started, I'll tell you when it's a good time to stop.
And we want sound, correct? You want them to be able to hear?
Yes, that'd be great. Thank you.
All right. So y'all check this out live. We may have to cut it out at another time. So don't miss it. Don't miss it. Don't miss it. All right, here we go.
And for context, this is Cleveland.
How creepy is that sound, right?
Okay, no.
Yeah.
No, that sounds like a horror movie.
It does, but that is Bradstreet Landing. So that's a pier in Rocky River. I stopped there last night to get the sunset and the waves and all the things and kept hearing this noise. And so we walk, of course, out on the pier, which probably most people would not do that if they're hearing this weird noise.
No.
But I was with my daughter, Josie, and we were out there and we figured out that it is probably not the Lake Erie storm hag, which is a legend in Lake Erie of a very supernatural being in the depths of Lake Erie.
I don't know a thing about this storm hag you speak
swimmers
of.
and ships. Well, you can find out more at WKYC.com. I put a really big article in there.
My goodness.
But it's actually the construction of the pier itself, those vertical bars that make up the railing.
The wind racing
with
through
the north wind, it creates the whistling.
Wow.
Isn't that just the creepiest thing?
That is, yeah.
It's really neat. So the storm hag is this old folklore, and it actually is kind of brought over from England and whatnot, as I found out today as I was doing my research for the web article. So again, WKYC.com and local news. We have the write-up, and you can see the full video as well. Pretty cool stuff. And Mark, it's all because of those north winds, just the perfect wind direction.
It reminds me of when you take a wine glass and you fill it with different depths of water, wet your finger, and then go along, and you get these melodic little sounds like that. That was really cool. It's almost like a melody there. Yeah. Excellent. All right, the waves are still pretty high right now. Still some winds. You may be able to go out and hear the storm hag making music out there in Rocky River.
Okay.
So, was that
was it. Okay. Yep. I just wanted to add to like why I think the siren also, this was done, I forget, it was like years ago they did this special, but yeah, it just gives a little bit more dimensionality to kind of, like I said, the storm hag, the legend, the lore, to add to the conversation we were having about the sirens earlier.
Yeah, absolutely. That was kind of, you be out there and you're like, what is that little noise? Okay, but it does add to that, and like you said, the ships lost at sea, and everything that they are building into that siren rollout. No, not the siren rollout. No, we weren't watching the siren rollout.
There's going to be so much that they can do. I'm really intrigued. But what they do once they roll out the jerseys, and then once they actually start the season, because you know how most of the teams, they have their cool sounds, like when people miss free throws, stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
I'm intrigued. And I'm also intrigued by the mascot. The mascots have been mascotting. So I'm intrigued by the costume.
Yep. I think there's a lot they can do is basically where I was going. And there's like a lot of stuff that's like endemic to Cleveland. So that's part of the reason why I wanted to find that clip and add it to the prior conversation we were having.
Let me see. I'm looking forward to what they come up with. Yeah, we are too. Did y'all have anything else we needed to cover?
Nope, I didn't have anything else.
I think that was it. I promise y'all we're gonna do a Gamecock show where we'll get an update and talk about some of the stuff we got going on. We kept this one WNBA, but I will get the ladies on the hot seat here soon about Gamecock stuff. We're just trying to get through this dub season and everything that we got going on. So with that, I'm gonna get out of here, y'all. The panel is getting ready to get
Oh
out
wait,
of here.
sorry, I got. Do you have a final question for us? I don't want to ruin it if this is going to be your final.
No final question today.
Okay, a couple things I wanted to shout out. Even though it wasn't a great game for Asia today, I think Auntie, you've talked about it too. There will be time for us to do it again, but just like Asia's greatness is crazy. Even as amazing of a month of July Kelsey Mitchell had, Asia still averaged more points per game, which just like really speaks to how great of a outside of this game, because they were tripling her and beating her up, but how much she's like really like a cornerstone and dominant force. If anything, that's why they played her that way. And then shout out Kelsey Mitchell. I still think she's having an amazing season, at least offensively. We can have a conversation about defensively. MVP is not only one on the offensive side of the board, it's also defense. So all these conversations, y'all can still dead it. Shout out to DeWanna Bonner for playing the most games, I believe, now in the WNBA. So that's awesome. I think DeWanna Bonner doesn't get spoken about enough, especially given her longevity. And there was one more narrative piece I wanted to talk about. Oh, last one. Big Leash getting her goggle set with Nike, I think is pretty cool too. And whoever did her styling for that really knocked it out of the park. I actually think stylistically she should stay with whoever did her styling. That's a good area for her. Those are my ads.
Oh, I love it. Chris, sound like you had a good sweep. Sound like you had a good sweep of the day. Always like that. We can get some wins in too. Chris, appreciate the Cash App fam. We get ready to get out of here. I am back at 8:30, I believe, for Seattle and Portland. Be on the lookout for that link. Ladies, I appreciate y'all pulling up and rocking with us. Commish, Brittany, as always. Asia got double, triple zoned up the entire game by a Lynx team that had not played a lot of defense the last two games. Plus, the Lynx won with Asia and Aces have their own trophy, so they better fight for it. Perfect sweep on WNBA props today. 11-0 first game, 7-0 second game. Football season means better picks, y'all. Stick around. It's the era of Asia. Until next time, y'all know what it is. Y'all stay tuned. Talk soon. Baseline Brunch, the Commish, Brittany, Cess Talk Sports. We out.